What's up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and with the Golden Bullet Global event going on right now, there are so many different builds you can throw together that are so much fun to use. So today's video is all about the Striker gear set and the Bullet King Exotic LMG. Now, if you do not have this weapon, I will show you another option that can still get the job done. Now, if you happen to enjoy this video or find it helpful at all, do me a favor and hit that like button really quick. It really does help the channel out. You could feel free to subscribe or join as well, and we do have giveaways here. Our current one is for an Xbox Series S. To enter, all you need to do is subscribe here or follow on Twitter, and the winner will be announced December 31st of this year. We are going to jump right into the build breakdown, my friends. However, the one thing I mention at the beginning of every build video I put together is I want to remind especially new and returning players that this is just a template. This is one of so many different ways you can put a build like this together. The most important thing is to truly take your time and make a build your own. Now, one thing to remember is that the footage you're looking at is with the Golden Bullet event active, so this build is going to be even more insane than it normally is. However, for those of you that are seeing this past the event, you can still put a build like this together and get a ton of damage out of it. So starting off with the specialization, I'm using Gunner because there are so many benefits with this specialization in this version of the build. You're getting a reload speed increase, you're getting a rate of fire increase, you get a weapon handling increase when you're in cover, and remember, during the Golden Bullet, those are going to be amplified even more, and do not forget, my friends, always have the proper weapons activated in your weapon skill tree. That way you're getting a 15% weapon damage bonus regardless of which one you have equipped. Needless to say, my primary weapon for this build is the Bullet King Exotic LMG. Now, you can farm for this anywhere the LMG is the targeted loot. I strongly suggest farming the Summit or Countdown. It's totally up to you. Now, if you do not have this weapon, you can really toss any LMG you want in that spot. You can see with the exact same version of the build, I'm using the GR9 with the talent unhinged. And the one thing I recommend is use a belt-fed LMG. That way, with the specialization, you can use the larger pouch, which means you have more ammo in the magazine. My secondary weapon for this build is the ACS-12 shotgun with the Talon Close and Personal, where killing an enemy within 7 meters grants 30% weapon damage for 10 seconds. Again, this thing is an absolute monster, especially during this event, but feel free to put any secondary you want to use here. And that actually holds true for the handgun as well. Reason being is that with this version of the Striker build, I'm using pretty much just the LMG all the time, trying to stay in cover. You'll see why in a moment. Moving on to the gear, I'm using 4 Strikers and 2 Petrovs. Starting off with the mask. It's the first piece of Striker, and we're using all 4 so we get all of the gear set bonuses, and pretty much on all of these pieces, I'm trying to stack crit hit chance, crit hit damage, or weapon handling everywhere I can. Moving on to the body armor, it's the first piece of Petrov, which is going to give us a 10% LMG damage bonus. Now for the talent, I'm using Braced. While you're in cover, your weapon handling is increased by 45%. Now the only problem with using that talent during this event is that when you have the Golden Bullet active, the last thing you're going to want to do sometimes is be in a stationary location. There are moments in the footage I completely forget that's the talent on my chest. I'm running around like Rambo. Now another great option is Obliterate. However, for those of you that are looking for amazing weapon handling with this gun, you will see in the footage when I am in cover and firing, the thing shoots like an absolute laser beam. Moving on to the holster and the knee pads, they are the second and third pieces of the Striker gear set. We make our way to the gloves, second piece of Petrov. They are the named contractor's gloves, which gives us that 8% damage to armor. And finally, we make our way to the backpack. And that is the fourth and final piece of Striker. Now, because we're using the Striker's bag, we also get the talent risk management, which is going to increase the stack of Striker's gamble from 0.65% to 1% damage. For the skills for this build, I'm using the Assault Drone and the Assault Turret because they are a great distraction to NPCs. They put out damage as well. Feel free to use, you could use a decoy, you could use a hive. It's really up to you, my friends. Now, most of you know as I start to wrap this thing up, that one of my favorite aspects about putting these build videos together is the family that we have here at the channel. So as always, if you have any build ideas, tips, or tricks you want to pass on, look at this just shred. It's so much fun. Again, I'm in cover. It's just melting enemies. Anyway, if you happen to have any tips or tricks you want to pass along to new and returning players, please let me know, as the main goal is to help out as many people as possible. With all that being said, I want to take a moment as always and thank you all for your incredible support of this channel, and remind you, if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know and I will get back to you as quick as I can. And one final favor, is if you wouldn't mind, take a moment and let me know if the audio sounds any different in this recording. I moved around my office, the microphone is in a different place. I don't know if it's too echoey, if that's even a word, whatever. But the point is, I want to make sure the quality is there, so if you hear anything different, please let me know, my friends. On that note, I'm going to let the rest of the video play out. However, like I said at the beginning of this thing, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. Make sure you turn on those notifications. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well. But most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.
Hostile control point detected.